It's time to talk about that city in the desert, the city of sin, Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, a little bit of flashy lights, courtesy of a little memento picked up a few years ago at a well known porn shop. The world famous gold and silver. 713. Of course, it's the home of Rick Harrison and Company, the home of a TV series, and something I could talk about for about 20 years, which I'm not going to. There is a whole load to see in that city. I haven't seen it with these eyes for 8 years. And I never thought I would again. Didn't really feel the urge. But something about that city's got in my blood. Now, I don't drink and I don't gamble. So that would seemingly make Vegas a very strange place for me to want to go. But there's a whole load more to that city than just losing your shirt and losing your mind, whichever way round you do it. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, there's so much to see. There's the properties themselves, the world famous ones, the Bellagio, the Mirage, shortly to be renamed. Ah, we have a correspondent coming in here with late news. That's her name's Candy, and she's of the opinion that me waffling on in a video is not acceptable. Yeah, the Mirage is about to become the Hard Rock, and they're about to take away the volcano and put in a large guitar. Big mistake, lads. Don't do that. That volcano's iconic, which for Vegas is unusual, but it is. And it's a mistake to get rid of it, and you will no doubt get lots of abuse for it. You will. However, the Mirage does need a serious makeover, so it becoming the Hard Rock is probably a good idea. Next door, Caesar's Palace is getting knocked about right as we speak. Huge renovations going on. Goodness knows how long that's going to take, but that also needs upgrading. Old Father Time waits for no one, and it certainly doesn't wait for anyone in that city. They just knock them down and build them bigger and better and more flashy. But you've got so many other ones. You've got, just a few, you've got the Luxor, the famous pyramid. You've got the MGM Grand, one of the biggest hotels on the planet. You've got there are so many other ones. I could spend 15, 20 minutes listing them. Probably the most beautiful, I have to think, is the Venetian. It's almost feel like you're staying in a museum. It is an extraordinary sight. So the properties themselves, we could spend days just wandering around them, looking at them. Not to mention the Eiffel Tower outside of Paris. Um, but however, once you've finished wandering around and getting a bit lost, which you will, um, then you've got to think, what do I want to do? Well, you're not going to get drunk. You're not going to gamble your shirt away. You're going to go off and see some of the amazing shows. You get every entertainer you can think of all types of entertainment. You're going to get the type of show that you don't get anywhere else. You can sit front row and watch superstars, megastars perform. It's more than worth your time. Las Vegas is not just a city where you go and get drunk and gamble and do other things which you may regret later on. It's not a bad base. You've got astonishing attractions just outside it. The Hoover Dam, Lake Mead, Grand Canyon. That's just to name three. There's plenty of others just outside that you take trips to. Heck, you can day trip to Los Angeles if you want to. There's plenty to see in that city. It is worth seeing. It is worth going to. My own visits have been, well, there were 3 in 19 months, which was very strange. I don't really think I was ever going back. I thought I was done there. I really did. I'm not. My second stay. The first one was at the Luxor, which was just after it opened, which shows how long ago it was. Then there was a big gap. Then there was the trio. One of those was at the Planet Hollywood, which I enjoyed for lots of reasons. Not it's attached to a huge shopping centre, the Miracle Mile, but its location, smack opposite the Bellagio, which means that you've got the free view of their magnificent fountains. Never go to Vegas without seeing the Bellagio fountains. If you do, you committed a cardinal sin and should be sent back immediately. The Hollywood is well based. You can operate from anywhere. You can go anywhere you wanted from there. It's right in the middle of the strip. Easy access to pretty much everything. Yeah, it's not a bad. And pricing's not bad. As I say, the Bellagio is opposite, and the Bellagio is a little more expensive. It is the Bellagio, and lots of people want to stay there. Can't blame them for that. You've got amazing shops everywhere. You've got the Forum down at Caesars. You've got the shops at the Venetian, which are equally staggering. Watch out for the canals, don't fall in them. You've got so many things you can see and do in that city. Las Vegas, Nevada is a place worth going, not just for 3 days either. I think people who go there for 2 or 3 days, they're rushing it, they're hurtling around. No, 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 no. You want to experience Vegas, you go there for a week. Go there for 7 or 8 days. Give you a bit of time to look around. Give you a bit of time just to sit down and go, okay, what's here? What do I want to do? Everything you've got attractions. Down the far end past Fremont Street, another massive attraction, is something called the Mob Museum. MOB, the Mob Museum. You could spend hours wandering around it. Vegas has a past which many cities would like to bury. Vegas has done the sensible. It said, okay, it happened. Very bad stuff happened. Very bad people did very bad things. And here's what they did. Here's how they did it. And you get I think it's 4 floors, is it? I think, of really, really detailed explanation with huge artifacts, great things you can look at. You can spend hours in there at that museum, and you come out a wiser person because, let's say, Vegas has a bad past. It did stuff. There was stuff happening in that city which is very bad. And I just always suspect if the Desert Sand ever gave up all its secrets, it wouldn't look very pretty. But it's worth a visit, the Mob Museum. Get down there. If you go to Fremont Street, and Fremont itself is staggering, go there at night and watch the displays. Personally, it's not. It's the only sector of the city that be slightly uneasy. It's a different the strip where all the really big properties are down, which ends sort of at the stratosphere. Fremont's a slightly different area, slightly more rough. Still very, very good and amazing to see, but as I say, it might be a little bit more a case of you watch your back down there, or more point, watch your wallet. And you should, incidentally, you should watch your wallet and your phone anywhere in Las Vegas. Keep them tight, keep them to you. Know where your valuables are at all times. That city is amazing to look at, but there's some folks wandering around there who do not have your best intentions at heart and will happily relieve you of your wallet, your phone, or anything else they can get their hands on. Remember one thing about Las Vegas. It's after your money. It is after your money. And I mean legally, it's after your money. There are lots of charges. The resort fees at the properties, which will always capture. The latest introduced, I believe, is the Virgin. $45 a night. Heavens alive! What's going on there, lads? 45 a night. It's steep, but the resort fees will always catch you. So watch out for them. Watch out for every trick Vegas is trying to get to you. You got to be one ahead of it, because if you're not, your wallet gets emptied and your day gets bad, and your trip doesn't go very far. Las Vegas, Nevada is fun. It is a place you can enjoy yourself. It's called an adult's paradise. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Florida's probably more for the kids. Vegas is Vegas. It is iconic in itself. A city that could not exist without the invention of air conditioning. You outside at 40 degrees and you'll find out why. If I'm brutally honest, the thing that made me a little annoyed, certainly on my last trip, this was probably more than anything else, is that it's clear that people don't plan it. People were asking me questions, which fortunately I knew the answers to, but they were basics. They were really basics. You thought, hold on a minute, come on, folks. A little bit of thought, a little bit of planning here, and you'd know where you want to be. You'd know where this was. You know where that was. And you'd also wear sensible shoes because, believe you me, Vegas will hurt your feet. You will walk in Las Vegas. You will walk. That place is big. Even walking around one property is enough to make your feet hurt. You decide you want to go for a stroll down the strip, your legs will hurt you. Wear good shoes. Sensible walking shoes. Um, Certainly if you go to somewhere like the Canyon or Lake Mead Dam, the other canyon trips you can do, make sure you do them. Make sure you wear good shoes. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Helicopter rides. If you wanted to do one of them, get on one. Vegas from the chopper at night is a superb sight. Helicopter ride up to the canyon's not bad. Canyon itself doesn't need me to introduce it. It's spectacular. I've never heard the sound of silence except there. It is absolutely staggeringly silent. It's worth every cent of a visit. And of course, since I was there, they built the glass walkway, haven't they? I think I might make a stroll around that. Should I get back? Vegas is Vegas is Vegas. A story about what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, kinda. Not as much these days, probably. I think that phrase was invented before Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, etc., etc. Always remember this. You will get on the plane at Harry Reid International Airport. Yeah, I still have to think about not calling it McCarran. But you will get back on the plane at Harry Reid and fly home. But to make sure that when you touch down at home, you haven't actually left footage lying around that someone's going to say, "Excuse me, what the dickens were you up to? Why did you do this? Why did you do that?" Well, as I say, it's no longer what stays in Vegas. It does get out. Always. So watch your backs, watch your fronts, watch your sides. However, enjoy. Always enjoy. It's a fabulous city with fabulous things to do, see, and just and allow to soak in. It's it is a very special city. However, my last part must be on the other side of it. I remember when I walked down that strip, looking down, and there were homeless people and people clearly in need on that road. And I know it's not changed much. It is a complete 180 of what you think. Vegas is all flashing lights and tinsel and wonderful stuff. There's a flip side, and that flip side's there, and you have to notice it. Don't just walk by and ignore it. Notice it. Be careful. Be very, very careful what you do. Don't do silly stuff. But be careful. Oh yeah, street entertainers, and you know something else I nearly forgot. Tread carefully with them. They are after your money. You take a photograph, they're going to want tipping. You take a photograph with them anywhere near it, they're going to want tipping. Walk on by. Try not to get involved if you want to. If you want to get involved, fine. If you don't, walk on by. Smile and say good day to them as you walk by, but keep your camera down because they're going to want tipping. And I have heard stories of them being a bit aggressive. So watch your back, watch your side, watch your front. Just be careful. But ladies and gentlemen, the one thing about Las Vegas, Nevada, enjoy it. Go there, get off the plane at Harry Reid, and enjoy yourself. Because it'll still be there the following week. You won't be. So while you're there, get every bit of bang for your buck.